women of Red Tent Goddess, Mukti Jaya here with another episode of Red Tent Talks, wisdom that can support you or your divine feminine journey in 15 minutes or less. So in my last video, I talked about what the red tent is and why is it so important for this time and period in our lifetime. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk about how to create a red tent space in your home and what are the elements that are important. So to create a red tent space in your home, it can be a very fun process. You can start by gathering fabrics, red color fabrics of different thickness, different textures. They don't all have to look the same. And you can begin by selecting whether you want to designate a whole room, or if you just want to designate, perhaps you have a special corner in your bedroom that you want to use as your red tent space. Perhaps your bedroom, you want to turn it into a red tent space, or anywhere in your house. So the first step is to decide what space you're going to convert into a beautiful red tent space. Once you have selected your location, then the next step is to either go shopping for fabrics. Perhaps you can ask around for people around you that may have some extra red fabrics that are not using. You can go to a thrift store and purchase tablecloths, curtains, different types of fabrics that are red that you can use to drape around your room and your area. So the idea is to create a womb-like space. So that's really what the red tent creates, is this womb-like environment where you can retreat during your special time of the month or any time of the month that you need to retreat and be in your own self space. And so it's important that you let others know about your space, because one of the number one key elements for the red tent space is that you have privacy. So that would be the step number 3, is you find a location that has privacy and that you can actually be on your own, be in solitude, either during your special days, like I mentioned, during your menstruation, or even if you are not menstruating anymore, but you do want to have some time alone to be able to listen to your thoughts, be able to listen more deeply to your intuition, to journal, just a space where you'll be completely undisturbed is super, super important. So once you have your space and you start decorating it with the beautiful red fabrics, the color red represents our flow, right? These red tents are also called menstruation huts back in the day. So it is a space that is designed to help you to move through your cycle in a more graceful manner, to really give you the opportunity for you to listen to what is it that your body needs and be able to provide it in an environment that is safe, quiet, and it feels like a womb space. So make it as comfortable as you want to make it. Let your creativity flow with this beautiful project. You can also purchase a beautiful canopy, so you can have a canopy and you can be enveloped in your own special red tent space. There are many, many different ideas for red tent spaces that you can create. Now, the focal point of this red tent space area is your altar. It's going to be an altar. So in this altar, you may already have crystals, you may already have figurines of the goddess that you like, or different deities that you like, and so just find the elements that represent for you divine feminine, and so find those sacred objects and place those sacred objects either on a table or on a surface, any surface that that makes sense for these sacred items to be in the location. And then you can start to, putting a red cloth. You can find yourself a red cloth that you can place on your altar, and just little by little start building up your red tent altar. So for me, my red tent space actually started in my bedroom many years ago, and it started with, I actually started creating my altar on top of a wood dresser that I had, and my very first object was a wooden Buddha that I purchased at a store. And so that was my very first object, and that started being my sacred space. And so if you don't have a sacred altar yet, you can begin with one item, and slowly you can start to add different elements for what the altar can look like. A good idea is to incorporate the 4 elements in your altar, and each element represents a different direction. So we have the east, which represents the element of the air. We have the south, which represents fire. The west, which represents water, and the north represents earth. So you can place different elements that represent each of these elements in these directions. For example, in the east, you can place a feather representing air. You can place a candle in the south representing fire. You can place a small cup with water that represents west direction. And you can place an element from the earth. It can be a stone, it can be a crystal, it can be a flower, it can be a piece of wood that you found in your garden outside, and that can anchor in the element of the earth. I will share on future videos more about how to create an altar, and I'll show you more pictures of what my altar looks like today. And it's really quite incredible to see the progression when I started with just my Buddha and where my altar is today. So it's really beautiful because it really shows my evolution, my own spiritual evolution, my own connection. And now actually today I have, between me and my husband, we have multiple altars. We have about 4 altars. And so in another video, I will walk you around what those altars look like. And I will also share with you how to create sacred space, so that when you enter into your red tent space, you can create a special ceremony with yourself and really create, allow yourself to receive the beautiful gifts that come along with that divine feminine time of the month, that time of the month with your flow, and also an opportunity to deepen your connection with your intuition, and just how beautiful it is to be surrounded by the color red, and how calming the color red actually can be for women. So I hope you like this video. Feel free to make some comments and let me know. And with that, I look forward to another video from Red Tent Talks. Blessings. Bye for now.